Welcome to Museum Wise.
We probably need to start from the introduction of CD in 1982. That was done by Sony and Philips and quickly replaced vinyl as a superior format at the time. It was smaller, more portable than vinyl, cheaper to make, and it was probably more successful than the hardware manufacturer anticipated. So the next step would be to introduce a new portable format to replace a compact cassette, which proved to be quite a difficult task. If we think about next portable format, it has to be cheap, it has to be recordable, and it has to be easier to carry around. So by the time the MiniDisc was introduced 10 years later after CD in 1992, you had few contenders for next portable format around. You had that cassette, had one here. That's a digital compact cassette. More like a small VHS tape. Basically a magnetic cassette with digital information. It was recordable and quite superior quality to compact cassette. It was relatively portable. The media was small, but the players themselves were quite bulky, and it certainly wasn't very cheap. So it was a failure as a consumer format. But it did become niche format for professional recording studios with the time. The second contender for portable music format would be CDR and CDR-W. They were quite cheap at the time. Also, they were recordable. They were not very portable though, because the players themselves were quite bulky and also didn't respond well to carrying around. Any shock or any movement would result in skips and some artifacts. So the next thing that Sony tried was a MiniDisc. A MiniDisc is a fusion of many different formats. The box is of a floppy disc. Inside you have what is essentially a small CD, which use a combination of magnetic and optical recording. So it's a bit from every world of digital formats. At the very beginning, the MiniDisc player had built-in microphones and microphone inputs. So many audio enthusiasts use it for location recording, for interview recording, and as a result, we have a great collection of on MiniDisc. Some of it is oral history, some of it is modern traditional music, soundscapes, many different location recordings. The biggest collection perhaps is what I have here is Millennium Memory Bank. Is a series of interviews that BBC conducted around 1999. And it's many thousand of interviews of people telling their own personal stories. So it's like a snapshot of Britain at the turn of century. It has great historical significance, but also it has many uses that were not originally intended. For example, there was an accent study done based on this collection, using oral history interviews from different regions of the country, and so on. Yeah. So here's the MiniDisc. It's got a box of a floppy. It's got a box of a floppy disk outside. Inside you have something similar to a small compact disc. Very robust, very easy to carry around. I would say futuristic looking, certainly for 1992. It's still just very nice format, probably one of the best audio formats in history, I would say. Here's the MiniDisc player. This is the latest generation of MiniDisc players that came around. Just gonna put it in. You also have built-in mic and microphone inputs, so this format became very popular with audio enthusiasts, people who like to record soundscape, to make mixtapes of their music. In order to provide access to the content of the MiniDisc, we have to transfer them into a modern digital format, to a digital file. In order to do that, we use old Sony software called Sonic Stage. It's an old software, works only on Windows XP. So here I have the latest generation of Sony MiniDisc player. Put the disc in. The software reads the disc, shows a list of available tracks. I select the tracks and I move them across to a computer.
Lots of beams on it, and at Christmas time we hang on little wooden toys and stuff on there.
It's a very low ceiling, so
Yeah.
black wooden beams, four beams and one very wide one right across there.
British Library leads HLF-funded project called Save Our Sounds, and it involves digitizing a local collection of 10 regional hubs around the country, where a significant portion of this collection, significant part of their collections are in MiniDisc format. MiniDisc is perhaps the last digital audio format in existence, because they were superseded by memory cards and files. It's a fantastic format, I think. It's got some of the best characteristics from many formats available at the time. It's also really nice to hold. It's futuristic. It's just beautiful and easy to use format. It's an unfortunate format, I would say. It came out at the wrong time. It was a bit too expensive when it came out and wasn't as successful as it could have been. And by the time the prices caught up, iPods came out, and the MiniDisc as a format was obliterated overnight. Also, it wasn't as popular as it could have been due to copyright protection that Sony employed. So it's a bit of a sad story. I think there's many people still that are using the format and that are quite emotionally attached into this format. I don't think you can say this about any other digital format nowadays.